Hey everybody, it's Allie, and welcome to our Y&R Chat for Sunday, June 30th, 2024. Now we're getting somewhere. Next week, Adam and Chelsea kiss. Now this is just the kind of poor decision making that I'm looking to see on this show. Finally. Oh, Adam and Chelsea are going to be given into some fast feel goods while Connor is stabbing himself with a pen back in the dorm. I am outraged. Let me tell you, I am outraged, and I will be tuning in on Monday, that's for sure. Oh my goodness, no. Did you see the adorably sweet smile that Connor had on his face? And the way he was just scarfing down that pizza, it was like so normal. Connor and Chelsea and Adam were being like a regular family this week, just enjoying being together. And are there ups and downs? Sure, that's life. And in families, sometimes one family member needs more attention than the other, and that's okay. The point is, they were all okay. And then the second Connor goes back to the dorm, he has an OCD flare up and is stabbing himself with a pen. And Adam and Chelsea's reaction is to stay the course. They are trying to have faith in their decision. They're trying to let the process work, but I don't know. Don't you think that maybe that's a really glaring sign that this school is just not the right place for him? He was talking about missing Genoa City and missing his family, and he was seeming like his old self, and then that reality was ripped away from him when he had to go back to the dorm, and then this happened. And I just keep thinking back to right before he went into the school in the first place, it was a lot of the same that we saw this week. Like Connor was hopeful and he was saying a lot of the same stuff. And then one day later, the school calls Adam and Chelsea to say they are the problem and Connor shouldn't be seeing him. I mean, is anybody else thinking that this school just is seeming like a scam? I don't know if that's possible, but the doctor paid a personal visit to Adam and Chelsea to give them this news, and she was so robotic and weird and just felt off. And then you pair that with the fact that Connor was talking about how expensive this school is, and he's feeling really guilty that his parents were having to spend the money to keep him there. And I don't know, my skeptical side is thinking that it's almost like this school doesn't want to have Connor get better and lose their steady paycheck. Ugh, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I've said it 5 times already, and I know other people have said it, but why can't Connor just do outpatient therapy at home, surrounded by his family, his friends, his things? Why can't he just get back out into the world? That seems like maybe it would be good for him, because none of this self-harm started happening until they checked him into this school. And in my mind, school is in quotes here. It just doesn't feel right. Something feels off. So I just think, why don't we check him out already? I mean, we've given this place a try. It's not working. I think it's time to try something else. Spacey Sharon can't keep her focus. She has to call the doctor to say that she thinks her new meds aren't working. this is so good. Just what I was saying last week, that I didn't see a place for Y&R with Daniel anymore. Like, I thought maybe he was going to be leaving the show, and because the lawsuit was dropped. Here we are all of a sudden. Now Sharon had a flashback memory this week of being in the hospital while Cassie was dying, and Daniel was in the waiting room trying to check on her. He was totally innocent, by the way. I don't know if everybody remembers this story, but Daniel got drunk and passed out in the back of a vehicle, and Cassie had a crush on him and wanted to get him home safely, so she decided to drive him home even though she didn't have a license, and she got into a car accident and they both got hurt and she didn't survive. Completely not Daniel's fault. Cassie made the decision. I mean, he put the wheels in motion by getting drunk, but Cassie made the decision. But Nick and Sharon still saw Daniel as the instigator, and they were very resentful toward him, obviously. We saw that. Sharon came around a lot quicker than Nick did, but Nick, after Cassie died, wanted Daniel to pay. And ironically, going after Phyllis's son is one of the things that really bonded Nick and Phyllis together. And Nick and Phyllis were bonding this week, holding hands at Crimson Lights. Nick was trying to talk Phyllis out of some half-baked plan to get payback at Chancellor Winters for firing her. And he was holding her hand when Sharon walked in and saw them together, and she was seeming to have some feelings about it. I love that Faith is home for the whole summer, and that her heartbreak over Moses is kind of facilitating some story for Sharon. It's unearthing all of those feelings for Sharon of losing her first love. And Sharon actually told Faith this week that it hurts her that the person that she loved and who was supposed to love her only was always going to be in love with someone else, Phyllis. Yeah, that's true. And it's hard because you want to believe that your partner only has feelings for you. But Sharon now has to live with the reality that, she's not the only one. It would be a hard reality to live with. Like, I love this person and they love me, but still he also loves someone else. And I think that Phyllis feels the same way, honestly. I think Phyllis would have loved to have had Nick all to herself, but she never did. She tried, but Nick was always running back to rescue Sharon. So, I don't know, both women in a way have that in common. Nick just loves them both, and I guess that will always be true. What did you guys make of that awkward but friendly chat between Faith and Lucy? Oh, I thought Lucy really seemed like she put her foot in her mouth, fangirling over Faith and Faith's trauma. I mean, Faith is the victim of trauma, and Lucy was all like, "Ooh, can you tell me about it?" I said at the website, I think Lucy must be a true soap fan at heart, because she was like, "Ooh, your trauma is my entertainment." That sounds like something that I would say about a soap character. Yeah, Faith had every reason to want to avoid Lucy after that, but she still made an effort to have coffee with her. She said, we're kind of family, so let's hang out. And Faith even opened up to her about her painful last years of high school when she was so distraught over being bullied that she drank and drove and wound up in the hospital, kind of a similar parallel to what happened to Cassie in a way. And it's weird because I just talked about that on the Soap Kids Are Screwy special episode, because Faith was being gaslighted by this older girl, and it caused her. And I talked about the episode where Faith stole the truck, got drunk, stole the truck, and crashed it. Yeah, it was very dark and cruel. And Faith's had a lot of that. And Faith's personality is almost seeming to reflect those darker life experiences now. She seems depressed to me. And yeah, there's the breakup with Moses, but she's been through this all this other stuff too. And I think in the light of hearing Sharon talk about Cassie, that, Faith is thinking now, if things had gone the other way, then she could have caused her mom and dad this tremendous amount of more pain, losing a second child. And maybe as she's getting older, she's understanding that a little better. And now somebody wants her to entertain them with stories about her life's tragedies. I can't be too harsh on Lucy because she's young and she's sweet and she doesn't get it. I think Lucy just looks up to Faith. And that makes me wonder if this could be a foreshadowing. That this is coming up at the same time as us thinking and talking of Cassie. Perhaps Faith will try to save Lucy from making a similar mistake, because they talked about that drinking and driving. So I don't know. Could Sharon and Nick's daughter, Faith, save Daniel's daughter, Phyllis's granddaughter, from making a drinking and driving mistake? And I don't know, maybe all of that happening at the same time could end up pulling Nick, Sharon, and Phyllis back into a triangle. I am so confused by the whole mess at Chancellor Winters. Nobody gets along, and everyone agrees to unmerge, and even then they're not happy. I don't get it. Sometimes it feels like Devon has anger issues and he just needs somebody to point it at. I don't understand why Devon is so upset with Lily for going along with this unnecessary plan to trick Billy into thinking that she's on his side. What for? If the end goal is just to be rid of each other, then just be rid of each other. Devon and Lily didn't even have a problem before they solved their problem. And now here they are at each other's throats. And I feel like Devon instigated it. Am I wrong? I don't know. Mamie's words to him this week have been ringing around in my ears, because Mamie showed up trying to force her way into a business meeting, and Devon was pretty blunt about wanting her out. And she said to him, if you keep pushing your family away, you're going to be pushing away the only people who really have your back. And I think that's true. Mamie definitely stirred up a lot of this trouble between the two families, but there was never any doubt which side she was on. But Devon was the lead guy in pushing her away, and now he's pushing Lily away for no reason. And oh yeah, Devon, did you not know or care that your father just had his company sold out right from under him? I don't know. Nate tried telling Devon, maybe you just don't want to work with anyone. And maybe that's true. Devon seems to have trouble sharing control, which is probably a side effect of being an instant billionaire. With Tucker out of the way and apparently gone from the canvas, I am definitely less interested in what's going on with Glissade. I just can't believe Tucker's really gone. Is this really it? I don't know who made this decision because 92% of Y&R chatters liked Tucker and wanted him to stay around, and I agree. It just feels like now we're stuck with the leftovers of a storyline, and the whole Kyle and Audra thing, it just feels like another instance of Victor forcing two people to work together when they don't want to, kind of like he did with Adam and Nick, and when it suits him, he'll just change his mind. Victor is insistent that Kyle and Audra run it together, and they both only want to run it alone, so I don't know. Insert corporate power struggle. I don't know. Is there any other kind of storyline? This is not instantly grabbing me. What I did love, however, was Diane firing Kyle. Firing her little baby boy. I thought that was great. I wonder if you guys liked it as much as I did. I'm going to make that our poll question for the week at yrchat.com. Do you think that Diane did the right thing firing Kyle, or could she have handled it differently? It'll be interesting to see how those votes come out. Obviously, Kyle felt that it was a bad decision. He was completely taken off guard. I think he felt entitled to be there forever. And I did enjoy him coming back to the office with his smugness, saying he was just cleaning out his office, but really he just wanted to tell Jack and Diane that he had gotten a new job. And soon enough, they will realize what that job is and who that job is for. Gosh, do you remember back just a couple of months ago when Kyle was practically clinging to Diane's hip? We were always talking about what a mama's boy he was, and now here he is. Here we are. And Jack has been no help. He wrote in at the last minute after Diane had already handed Kyle the walking papers. He called him pink slip. I love that term, pink slip. But then it wasn't until then that Jack really tried to mediate it. And it was no use at that point. Kyle is lost. He is lost to the darkness of Victor Newman. And he's planning to seek revenge on Jabot. So there we go. Lipstick Wars 2024. Would it be possible to see some lipstick, please? Maybe Tracy could wear some lipstick, test it out for her date with Alan. I'm really loving this slow burn relationship with Tracy and Alan. It's Tracy's turn. And it's such an unusual place to find love in the aftermath of this tragedy. But that's what's bonding them together, tragedy. Tracy's sister, Alan's brother. They're both still working through their own emotions about what happened and finding comfort in each other. I think that is so nice. Free hugs available. That was Jack's quote from last week. He was comforting Tracy about everything that Ashley had been through, and he said, free hugs available. I thought that was good. It was a cute moment. Apparently, it was a very tricky moment, too, because not very many of you guessed it. So I have to give extra big shout outs to Tanya, Dolores, Henry, Sharon W., Brittany, Wonderful Wendy, and Justin. You guys all got it. Let's see if you'll get this one. I'm not a toddler. Who declared that this week? I'm not a toddler. If you think you know, you should go to yrchat.com to leave your guess. And if you get it right, I will give you your shout out on next week's Y&R Chat. Two quick notes from things I saw on Soaps in Depth. First of all, Danny and Christine are going to be crossing over onto The Bold and the Beautiful for a couple of episodes, August 13th and 14th. So good for you if you're a Bold and the Beautiful watcher. That's something really fun to look forward to. I may have to watch those episodes. And I also feel like I'm going to have to start watching Days of Our Lives now because is Gloria on Days of Our Lives? When I was at Soaps in Depth, I happened to see something about it, that she's playing Kevin's mom on Days. Is this old news or something and I just forgot about it? I did not remember that Gloria was on Days, and it makes me ask myself why I am not watching Days. I guess it's because I just only have so much soap space. Y&R Chat takes up all my soap time. Because I could watch Y&R and Days and Bold and the Beautiful and be very happy, but there's just not enough time in the day. But it is also it makes me feel like my soap viewing potential is unreached. Unreached, I tell you. Oh. Okay, well, I think that's about as far as I can go. I don't know if I caught a stomach bug or something, but I really don't feel well today. Yeah, I feel queasy. And I'm going back to bed. So, but I just wanted to get a little bit of a chat in before I go. Oh, and before I go, I also have to say happy birthday to Sharita, July 5th. Happy birthday, Sharita. It'll be Independence Day, and then it'll be Sharita Day. I love that. Okay, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful week. You can go to yrchat.com to leave some more comments and keep chatting about the show, even though I'm ducking out for the day. Lots of stuff to see and do and say there. And I will be back next week, I'm sure, to have another full Y&R chat. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.